The morning sun barely crept through the paper. Windows of the small hanok in Jeonju. Grandmother Park sat in the courtyard, her gnarled hands sorting through dried persimmons. Inside, 16-year-old Miyoung carefully folded her school uniform, knowing this would be the last time she wore it. "Miyoung, come here," her father called from the main room. She knelt before him, her younger brother Jinho fidgeting beside their mother. The family's financial situation had reached a breaking point. Father's small rice mill barely provided enough, and with grandfather's recent illness, draining their savings, a decision had been made. Your brother needs to continue his education. He will carry on the family name and honor our ancestors. You understand what must be done. Miyoung bowed her head. Yes, father, I understand. Her mother looked away, dabbing her eyes with the corner of her handbook. Grandmother remained silent, but her tight lips betrayed her disapproval of speaking against the patriarch's decision. Jinho, only 13, shifted uncomfortably. He wanted to protest, but tradition sealed his lips. The eldest son's education came. First, this was the immutable law of their household, passed down through generations. That evening, Miyoung sat in the small room she shared with her grandmother, staring at her textbooks. She had dreamed of becoming a teacher. Her grades were the highest in her class, but dreams, she was learning, were luxuries reserved for sons. Child, grandmother whispered after the house fell silent, the world is changing. Remember that. Miyoung arrived in Seoul with only a small bundle of clothes, and her mother's tearful blessing. She found work at the Dongdaemun market, starting as a seamstress in a cramped workshop, where dozens of young women hunched over sewing machines from dawn until midnight. The workshop owner, Mrs. Kang, was harsh but fair. Work hard and you'll survive. Work harder and you might thrive. Every month, Miyoung carefully divided her meager wages. Half went home to support Jinho's education at the prestigious Kyungi High School. A small portion covered her shared room in a boarding house, with 5 other factory girls. The rest she saved coin by coin, note by note. At night, while her roommates slept, Miyoung studied by candlelight. She had enrolled in correspondence courses for business management, paying for them with money she earned from extra piecework. Her fingers bled from the endless hours of sewing, but her determination never wavered. "Why do you push yourself so hard?" asked her roommate Young-hee. "We're just factory girls." "Not forever," Miyoung replied quietly. "Not forever." Back home, Jinho excelled academically. His letters were full of achievements top of his class. President of the Student Council, acceptance to Seoul National University. Their parents beamed with pride. In every letter home, Miyoung celebrated her brother's success, never mentioning her own exhaustion or the dreams she had buried. Miyoung's relentless work ethic caught the attention of a merchant at Dongdaemun Market, who was expanding his textile business. He needed someone sharp, someone who understood both production and trade. Miyoung, now 25, became his assistant manager. She learned everything: negotiating with suppliers, managing inventory, understanding export regulations. Her correspondence courses had given her a foundation, but the market was her true university. Within 3 years, she had saved enough to start her own small trading company, specializing in Korean textiles for export to Japan. Meanwhile, Jinho graduated from Seoul National University with a degree in engineering. The family celebrated lavishly, spending money they didn't have. Miyoung quietly covered the costs. Jinho secured a position at a major conglomerate, and their father finally felt the family honor had been restored. But Jinho struggled in the corporate hierarchy. The prestigious degree wasn't enough connections and family. Wealth mattered more. He felt lost and frustrated. Miyoung, from her small office in Dongdaemun, continued to support him financially while building her own business brick by brick. Her company grew. She had a gift for understanding international markets and building trust with foreign buyers. By the mid-1980s, her textile export business employed 20 workers and had expanded to European markets. When she visited home, her parents still focused all their attention on Jinho's career troubles. Her success was acknowledged with a pat on the shoulder. "Good, you're taking care of yourself." Nothing more. Grandmother, now quite elderly, pulled Miyoung aside. "You've become strong, stronger than any of them know." The 1988 Seoul Olympics opened Korea to the world, and Miyoung seized the opportunity. She transformed her textile trading company into a comprehensive import-export firm, handling everything from fabrics to electronics. Her business acumen and integrity earned her a reputation in international circles. A German business partner suggested she consider the European market more seriously. You have what we call in Germany, Fingerspitzengefühl, the fingertip feeling for business. You should come to Frankfurt. Miyoung made the bold decision to establish a European branch. At 35, she moved to Germany, learning the language with the same determination she had shown as a teenage seamstress. The cultural barriers were immense, but her years of sacrifice had forged an unbreakable will. In Frankfurt, she attended trade fairs, networked with European manufacturers, and built relationships that would transform her business. Within 2 years, her company became a major bridge between Korean manufacturers and European retailers. Back in Korea, Jinho had quit his corporate job and attempted several failed business ventures, each one funded partially by Miyoung's quiet transfers of money. Their father grew increasingly disappointed, though he never blamed his son openly. Their mother worried constantly. Miyoung's success was now undeniable, but when she called home, the conversation always centered on Jinho's struggles and how to help him. She never complained. This was Jeong the deep, often painful bond of family that transcended fairness or gratitude. By the late 1990s, Miyoung's company had become one of Korea's leading mid-sized trading firms, with offices in Seoul, Frankfurt, and Hong Kong. The Asian financial crisis of 1997 devastated many Korean businesses, but Miyoung's international diversification and conservative financial management allowed her company to not only survive, but expand by acquiring struggling competitors. She was now a respected businesswoman, invited to speak at universities and business forums. Articles praised her as a self-made success story, though few knew the full truth of her beginnings. Her father passed away that year, and at the funeral, Miyoung finally broke down. Grandmother, now 90 but still sharp-minded, held her hand. "He was proud of you, child. He just didn't know how to say it." That was his generation's limitation, not your failure. After the mourning period, Miyoung made a decision. She established a scholarship fund for young women from rural areas who had to leave school for family reasons. She named it after her grandmother. Jinho, now in his 40s, had finally found his path as a teacher at a vocational school. The pressure to be the family's great success had nearly destroyed him. One evening, he visited Miyoung's office in Gangnam. "Nuna, older sister," he said, tears in his eyes. "I'm sorry. I took everything, the education, the money, the attention. I didn't earn any of it." Miyoung smiled gently. "You were a child. It wasn't your choice. And your struggle taught me something important. Success built on someone else's sacrifice is a terrible burden. I'm glad you found your own way." She had bought their mother a comfortable apartment and provided for all her needs. Mother, finally understanding the depth of her daughter's sacrifice and achievement, wept with both pride and regret. "My daughter, you raised this family more than anyone. You are the true pillar." Miyoung stood in the renovated hanok in Jeonju, now a historical property she had purchased and restored. It was the same neighborhood where she had grown up. The house would become a cultural center and scholarship office for young women. She walked through the courtyard where grandmother had once sorted persimmons. On the wall hung a photo of 4 generations grandmother Park, who had passed peacefully at 95, herself and young women who had received scholarships, the daughters and granddaughters of factory workers, seamstresses, and struggling families. Jinho stood beside her with his wife and 2 daughters. "The girls should know their aunt's story," he said, "the real story." Miyoung looked at her nieces. "Tell them that tradition isn't always fair, but we can honor what's good in it while changing what's unjust. Tell them that sacrifice, when it's your choice, becomes strength. And tell them that family, love Jeong doesn't require sacrificing yourself entirely. It requires being strong enough to lift everyone up." The evening sun cast golden light across the courtyard, just as it had 50 years before. But now the weight had been transformed into wings.